Hello, everybody. It is February the 28th, 2021, right here on the Wrestleview YouTube channel. This is Wrestleview Weekly. Hello. Oh boy, can I remember how to do this? Because it's been, 3 weeks since the last episode of Wrestleview Weekly. I hope to God I remember what all these buttons do, and I've got a mouse that I'm supposed to do stuff with, but I know this microphone, I'm supposed to say words into this thing, and hopefully they'll translate out as entertainment. Hello, I am Doug Lackey, veteran columnist of WrestleView.com and the co-host of Wrestleview Live, which airs promptly after every major WWE or NXT pay-per-view, immediately following them, where I am co-hosted and flanked by the effervescent editor-in-chief of WrestleView.com, Mike Tedesco, where we share our thoughts on said show, and you get into the chat room and provide your thoughts and commentary as well. And we have vibrant discussions about the television show that we witnessed and try not to get too angry about it. Oh boy. I guess I've got my groove back. Yes, Daniel, I am off the milk carton. Yes, I narrowly missed it. It was coming up. I was about to hit the milk carton. All right. On the show today, top 5 things to pay attention to from the wrestling television things that happened last week. A lot of it involving NXT UK, which I believe, honestly, of all of WWE's programming, is probably the most unsung, underappreciated, and most well put together show. Production-wise, storyline-wise, is the best show they have. So, a couple of things to talk about with the NXT UK, with the top 5 that happens there. Lots of headlines to go on to look at from the past week of the pro wrestling news. The unfortunate passing of one popular performer to me, but we'll talk about that once we get to it. The milk carton, I gotta tell you, the 3 weeks that I've been gone, it has been difficult keeping up with the WWE milk carton, solely because moving into a brand new home, moved into the home. We've had 2 pay-per-views happen in the meantime, and I just haven't had a lot of time to actively sit down and watch a lot of the programming. But last week I got caught up, got everything down. The WWE milk carton is back, alive and kicking with celebrations. We make history today because not only do we inaugurate 1, but 2 brand new golden gallons to the WWE milk carton. Oh boy, it's a time of celebration. A time of celebration. Cannot wait to get into that. And then finally, so this is last year's WrestleMania logo. WrestleMania 36, last year's logo. Apparently, they have brought it back, and now this is the WrestleMania logo for this year's WrestleMania, because it will be taking place at Raymond James Stadium, where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play. So it's now going to be, again, pirate themed. I think basically they're just gonna, rehash and revamp everything that they were going to do last year. So, yeah. So with the WrestleMania times coming up, less than 6 weeks away, one last visit to the WrestleMania whiteboard. It is a piece of fantasy booking fun that we have had on this show since last year's ending of WrestleMania, to where we attempt to book WrestleMania. And so this will be the final time that we're going to try to book WrestleMania. I think it's pretty much shoo-in a lot of the matches, but a certain smart someone had told you how WrestleMania was going to be laid out. And I don't know what to tell you. I'm just glad this guy's got a show. Yeah, I'll tell you what I'm going to be bragging about and boasting about. Can't help that. And also, And also, yesterday I had my friends come over for a little housewarming party. Had my buds come over, played some dorky Magic the Gathering fun times, and so they brought me a housewarming gift. And so I am going to partake in this housewarming gift with you guys here on the stream, if you don't mind. But before I partake in in the housewarming gift, I need to get some pleasantries out of the way first. If you're in the chat room now, you say wee. If you're not in the chat room, there's not a damn thing I can do about that. Who is in the chat room right now? I see Andrew. I see Daniel. I see Jamel. I see Mediocre Lewis saying, hey there, wee. Who else is in there? I see Mashoon with the ding dong hello. I don't, that's probably one thing I don't get about Bailey is I don't get the popularity of the ding dong. I don't get it. Who else is in there? Who else is in there? I think I saw Hayden. Hayden's in there somewhere. I know he's going to say wee right now. Who else is in there? Yes, I saw Daniel. Who else is in there? Yes, Jamel. Who else is in there? I know everyone will file in here in a little bit. Everyone will file in. I will interrupt myself in mid-sentence like I always do to acknowledge you jokers. It's what I always do. All right, so housewarming gift. I'm really super stoked about this one. I haven't cracked it open yet. This is John E. Fitzgerald Larceny, Kentucky Straight Bourbon. Larceny. Small batch, 92 proof. That means the ABV on this one is 0.46. Yeah, we're gonna enjoy this one. Here we go. Get the descriptors here. I've got to take off my glasses because I'm an old fart. And I'm going to read this here. John E. Fitzgerald's weakness was fine bourbon. As a Treasury agent who at the time was the only person legally allowed to carry keys to the rick houses, he gave in to temptation, freely taking from the best barrels in each rick house. Those that contained wheated bourbon made with wheat instead of the traditional rye. Though these eventually became known around the distillery as Fitzgerald barrels. Now, Larceny Bourbon honors both the superb taste of this flawless Treasury agent and the legacy of the old Fitzgerald brand. All right, so instead of done with rye, it's done with wheat. Okay, that sounds very appealing. That sounds very appealing. Let's crack this guy open here. Got to do it in front of the camera so you see that I'm actively cracking this guy open here. Yeah, there we go. Take the paper off the thing. There we go. Okay. It's a screw. No, it isn't. It's a cut. Oh. Ooh, that's a nice little quirky smell. This is gonna be fun. JPC, drink it, Doug. Don't talk to it. Well, yeah, we're getting there. Chill out. I don't talk to my drinks, but I at least have to inform you guys on what I'm having. Ice in the glass. We always drink the good stuff on the rocks. Trevor in the chat room going, wee! Yeah, here we go. All right, so Larceny. Going into the glass. Pour that sucker in there. You always make sure that the ice, you fill it up and so that the ice is just cresting on the top. You don't want to submerge it. You don't want to submerge the ice. You just want to have it lightly cresting on top. Yeah, because we're not going to get completely destroyed. Because I had plenty to drink last night. And so this might be, well, guys, you know me. I'm probably going to fill this up, you know. But here we go. Trevor, Sunday night on Wrestleview is piss up night. I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. Are you excited about the AEW Japanese? Oh, yeah, we'll get into that, Mediocre Lewis. Am I excited about the AEW Japanese Exploding Death Match? I guess. Here we go. So, Larceny. Cheers. I know my shit about professional wrestling, so no, this is a good thing. Ooh, God, this is dangerous. Man, that is smooth. Usually bourbon. When you think bourbon, you think of the go-tos like Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, you know, Those are the two big ones that come to my mind. And you usually mix those with Coke. Having a Jack and Coke or a Jim and Coke, Beam and Coke, you know. But there are some bourbons that you don't need to mix. And Larceny is one of them. Others, Four Roses is another one that I would not mix with anything else. It's just great straight up. So, yeah, ABV on this guy is a 40.46. Is a 46. ABV is a 46. It's a 92 proof. Yeah. Just like how when you think of Absolute Vodka, they have their blue label and red label. The blue label is 80 proof and the red label is 100 proof. I usually prefer the 100 proof myself because I love the sauce. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. Let's get into the stuff. I will continue clapping. All right. Let's start things off. The list, the top 5 things to pay attention to from the times of the wrestling of last week. And you know what? Didn't really talk about it a whole lot for the past few weeks, just because of pay-per-views and there was NXT Vengeance and stuff like that. But you know what? It's about damn time we talk about it sometime. Right now. So, the swerve happened back in NXT Vengeance a couple of weeks ago. Here we have Adam Cole yanking dog tags or a necklace off of Roddy Strong's neck after he low blowed him, baiting him into the ring. So, it's official, I guess. Adam Cole swerving Undisputed Era is gone, or is Fonz Balor going to take Adam Cole's place? I'm not sure. Let me see. We kind of saw this coming, right? We kind of saw this coming. Undisputed Era was not going to stick around if they were going to go to Raw or go to SmackDown or anything like that. They had to separate somehow, and who was going to do the swerve? Of course, it was going to be Adam Cole. We're expecting Adam Cole to be going to Raw or SmackDown, right? So yeah, it's begun. I'm sure we're going to have Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly, probably. Chalk that up maybe for our WrestleMania whiteboard. But yeah, it's looking like Adam Cole, that might be his final match on NXT, being at WrestleMania. And so, yeah, we will see him on Raw or SmackDown after WrestleMania, is my thinking. There's no way in hell I'm bringing all 4 of them. First off, Bobby Fish, I think his age is Methuselah. Like he's 42 or 43 years old, something like that. So, he's going to become an agent or a scout soon. Roddy Strong, I think he's right there in his upper 30s. I'm not sure if he would be going anywhere to Raw or SmackDown. I see him staying at NXT or going to 205 Live. Kyle O'Reilly is a different story. I see him staying in NXT for a very long time. I do not see him going to Raw or SmackDown. And that's the downside. And that's the downside with the stable and how potent they became and how they stayed together for so long is you can't bring them all together. You just can't. No. And if you did, they would just overpower anything that you would do on the television show with Raw or SmackDown. So, no, I see Cole going to Raw or SmackDown after WrestleMania. CJ in the chat room going, wee! So, yeah. And I think we'll play into the WrestleMania whiteboard when it comes to Cole and his final match there at NXT coming up. I said it before. NXT UK is really, of all of WWE's programming, is, in my opinion, their best show. Okay, there is no Thunderdome. There is no piped-in audio. Okay, that's my big thing. There's no piped-in audio. The studio set is great. An empty studio set looks fantastic. It's got a completely different look than anything else that they have. And just the storylines in general are way more organic and way more thought out. And yes, you can make contentions that, well, Walter's not on there and defending his title all the time. Well, nor is Fons Balor, so shut up. But there are a lot of great storylines and great acts on NXT UK that you should check out. And one of them, I brought them up last week on our review of Elimination Chamber, and that is the tag team Pretty Deadly. They just became NXT UK champions on last Thursday's episode of NXT UK. A great act, great basic tag team, not difficult to follow at all. I mean, I treat them like the Pilsner grizzled young veterans. Okay, they have their double team spots and everything, but they are not as convoluted as GYV are. You know, there's not some guy doing 450 flips for the sake of doing 450 flips. Both of them talk and not just one talking. They are just a really fun act. And on top of it all, with their look of being like an 80s hair band, I love it. They don't wet their hair down. Okay? I've never understood why every act that has long hair has got to wet it down when they go to the ring. Some of the best looking acts in all of professional wrestling have had long hair, but it completely dry, not wetted down. Ravishing Rick Rude, for one. He never wet his hair down. Nah, he's the first one I think of that comes to mind. In fact, a lot in the late 80s and early 90s did not have, there weren't a lot of long-haired hippie people during those times. But it seemed that Shawn Michaels, you know, he'd start wetting his hair down. Triple H did the same thing. You know, I have a lot more respect for acts that do not wet their hair down. They just let it get frizzy and nuts and just go in every direction, you know? So, yeah, check them out. Yeah, check out Pretty Deadly. They're really, really cool looking act. Yeah, CJ, Beverly Brothers looking. Yeah, that's what they are. Yeah. They remind me a lot of the Beverly Brothers. Yeah. Or maybe even Well Done. How's that for a reference? All right, third one, another act, another program. It's going on NXT UK. Is so fun. Just absolutely hilarious. It involves Zaya Brookside, who's the daughter of, can't remember his first name, but yeah, Zaya Brookside, and Nina Samuels, okay? And the two had a match where the loser became the other's personal assistant. Nina Samuels lost the match and is now the personal assistant for Zaya Brookside. I'm sorry. Just look at her face when she walks around carrying just stumbling out with her high heels. This is fantastic. Look at her. God, look at it. Just deer caught in headlights. Screech. Later in this segment, they would start walking away. Nina Samuels, one of her high heels gets stuck in a crack in the concrete and is yanked off her foot, and she stumbles around. She can't coordinate herself to hold the shoe and roll the briefcases, and one of the briefcases falls down. Oh my God. This is fantastic. And there have been programs like this throughout professional wrestling to where, you know, if the other loses, they become their butler or they become their client or something like that. No, I'm not going to go back to Jamie Noble and Billy Gunn. I don't want it. That's horrible. That's a really bad one. But this, I want this to go on for eternity. Okay, and sooner rather than later, Nina Samuels will come around and they'll become buddy-buddy, and so it'll be the two of them will be a team, and so there you go. That's what's happening. But dear God, look, and just screech. So check it out. It was a very fun match, very short match. And just the reactions of the end of it from both Brookside and Samuels. It's so worth it. Tyler in the chat room going, wee! I know you're late. Fourth thing to check out from the things. And there's going to be a theme in these next two. It is amazing to think about a year ago. What was happening 1 year ago with the performers that you see now? You know, good example is right here. With Seth Rollins returning to SmackDown, clad in white and everything, and Cesaro, who in the past few weeks has been built up as, you know, this honorific and the respects, and I'm the best. I don't get what I deserve, but I'm going to keep fighting because that's what you do, you know? So think about where these two were last year for WrestleMania. I'm going to be honest. I can't remember what Cesaro was doing last year for WrestleMania. Can any of you? But I believe Seth Rollins, he was in a program. It's from Monday Night Raw. God, what was his? Can't remember what his match was, because I know he had that god awful program with Rey Mysterio, but that did not happen until after WrestleMania. That didn't happen until after WrestleMania, I don't believe. So, he wasn't a champion of any kind, was he? Was he any kind of? No, him and Kevin Owens. It was Kevin Owens. That's right. Kevin Owens fell off the sign and broke his ankle or something like that. Cesaro, that's right, Jamel. He was rolling with Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura. There's some other things to think about, too. What was going on with everyone else? I mean, a year passes, and it's just amazing to see what's happened. Right now, Cesaro is almost in limbo, but it's like a pseudo limbo, isn't it? You know, like we've pushed him for the past 4 or 5 weeks with these awesome matches with, he had these great matches with Daniel Bryan. But then we put him in the Elimination Chamber. He loses. He gets out of that. And now it's Seth Rollins and Cesaro is going to have a match of some kind, a program of some kind. CJ bringing up the Kevin Owens program with Aleister Black. Yeah, that. Well, that happened after WrestleMania last year. That happened after last year's WrestleMania. So much stuff has happened in the past year. But looking at this, it's just, will Cesaro be in a major program? And I mean major, I mean like, are we going to consider this and Seth Rollins Cesaro a major program? In fact, think about it. When is the last time he was ever in a singles program of any kind? When was the last time Cesaro had a singles program? I mean, we're going to have to go way back to when he was with Jack Swagger and Dutch Mantel. I mean, Mediocre Lewis says there's limbo, then there's Dolph Ziggler limbo. Not necessarily. At least Dolph Ziggler's got a title around his waist. At least he's doing something. At least he's on TV, watching TV. Cesaro, doing all kinds of great stuff for television, but then nothing panning out. I don't know. Will we see? Oh, Cesaro Sheamus. That's right, CJ. That's right. Cesaro Sheamus, the best of 7 match program that then formed the Bar. That's right. But no, yeah, right, Hayden. I mean, they've never really pushed him as a singles performer, but he's been in this company for Lord knows how many years. We're getting close to a decade of Cesaro. And nothing to really I mean, is this really like his espresso? I mean, you got to grind it down really fine and then cultivate it and then just savor. I mean, this is tough. This one's really, really tough. And I don't want to be one of those that, starts going, oh, Cesaro should have been champion a long time ago. He's underutilized. No, I'm not like that. Okay, I'm not like that. I totally see what Vince and everyone else sees with him when it comes to the TV show and production. It's just the charisma's not there, But he needed the matches with Daniel Bryan, so he got them. So let's see what can happen from there. I'm not into the whole he deserves shit, okay? I am by no means that person, okay? And I'm not saying that he's got to earn my respect to get what he's supposed to get. No. If anything, the guy's had a good job, okay? He's been on TV, frankly, every week, okay? So, it's just, will we see him in a singles program? Yes, it will be against Seth Rollins. What is going to come from that depends on the performers themselves, and I've got a lot of faith in Seth Rollins on this one. Rollins will make him look good. That's for darn sure. And again, speaking of, holy crap, what were they doing for an entire year last year? Actually, put that back. What had they been doing since they returned to WWE? Let's talk about our man Bobo. The man had a match with Braun Strowman on Monday Night Raw, where if Braun Strowman won, that there was going to be a triple threat match for the WWE title with him, Bobo, and The Miz. Was what was going to happen. But in this match between Bobo and Braun, Bobo kicked out of the Power Slam. There are only a handful of people that have ever kicked out of Braun Strowman's Power Slam. Brock Lesnar is one. I think he may be, him and maybe John Cena was another one. Maybe. I don't think John Cena kicked out of it. But Bobo kicks out of the Power Slam. Now, knocking Braun Strowman down just the rung. And now we got Bobo as Mega Ultra Angry Bobo going after the WWE title tomorrow night against The Miz. For the past 3 to 4 years that Bobo returned to the WWE, think of the programs that he has been in and look at what he's in now. The dude was in a program with Sami Zayn involving Lashley's sisters. Lashley was then managed by Leo Rush, where now we have a Leon Ruff. Now we got a Tyler Rust. But Bobo Lashley was then managed by Leo Rush and started posing, not talking, bending over a lot and showing us his ass. Yeah. Kit in the chat room going, wee! And then what other... Yeah, it's just amazing to think of. And then he was in a marriage angle with Lana. A marriage angle with Lana. It took us 3 to 4 years to get to this point with Bobo. And I'm going to mess up my hair here because that one alfalfa thing was bugging the hell out of me. But it's amazing to think. And yes, when Bobo was in TNA, I'm sure, yeah, he was a fucking house. All right. Yes, I'm sure he was a house. But you can't just bring him into the fold with the WWE. You've got to reintroduce him. Take our word for it. He was a house. Well, he's not Goldberg. The guy was only in the WWE for a hiccup before he split. So, right now, Bobo, this is the best he has ever been, period. In any federation, any promotion, it doesn't matter. This is the best he has ever been. And it showed right here where they had him kick out of Braun's Power Slam. No one, except for Bork Laser has done that. So, Hayden saying, you talk about Cesaro not having a personality for a push, but then you see Bobo, the essence of no personality. It took a long time to cultivate a personality out of Bobo, but it took a lot. It took a lot of bad programs. That's for sure. No one thought we would be at this position when it comes to WrestleMania coming up. No one thought this. Seriously. Royal Rumble going on, we were all thinking we were going to have Sheamus, Drew McIntyre. Is what we were going to have. Now that's not even anywhere near the picture. Instead, we got The Miz having the Money in the Bank briefcase. He cashes it in. And Bobo out of nowhere, after destroying Matt Riddle for X amount of weeks, and him being injected into so many Teddy Long specials involving his Hurt Business brethren.
Now, if all four of you want to mix it up, then we gonna do it right. I'm going to make this a tag team match.
Yeah, you name it. Anything involving the Hurt Business, they would be in tag team, 6-man, 8-man. You pick everyone that's in the programs, they're fed into them. That was Limbo. And sure, they gave him the United States title, but even then, nothing doing. So they had to have him lose the strap in a triple threat match with John Morrison taking the fall and not him. But they've built him up as this monster for the past 8 weeks. And it's just, again, amazing that, quite frankly, again, last year he was in a marriage angle with Lana. Before that, he was posing and shit with Lio Rush. Before that, he was in an angle with Sami Zayn involving his family. Stupid. Just really stupid stuff. I, for one, welcome our dark cue-ball-headed overlords to take over the WWE title. Yeah. Hayden said I'd sooner see Sheamus and Drew grudge match. I know. I want to see that too. But it doesn't look like we are. Who knows what we're going to be seeing for the WWE title at WrestleMania? That's what the Wrestlemania Whiteboard is all about. So we'll go ahead and we're going to talk about that coming up in a little bit. We'll be doing that in a little bit. Hold your horses, because I know we all love doing the fantasy booking. Fantasy booking is really, really fun. It is fun, especially when you've been having bourbon. And you'll want to see what we booked for WrestleMania. The last time we tried doing this, we booked great WrestleManias. But man, we're just not going to get them. But that's okay. Instead, we got the news. Yeah, coming up right now, talk about the news and an incredibly shocking and unfortunate passing. This one really hit me like a ton of bricks, and NWA performer Joseph Hudson, also known as Josephus and the Question Mark, out of nowhere passed away last Friday. It was confirmed by NWA President Billy Corgan. It is with a heavy heart that I share that my friend and brother in wrestling, Joseph Hudson, passed away suddenly from an as yet undiagnosed medical issue. NWA fans would know him as Josephus as well as the Question Mark, where thanks to the great fans GPB Studios in Atlanta, Joseph was able to receive the kind of support in the ring he'd always dreamt of. He is survived by a young son who he loved dearly, and if anything would pain him about leaving this earth, it would be not being able to be there for his boy. R.I.P. Joseph, love to you and Godspeed. Judge Mantell would also take to social media saying the cause of death is believed to have either been a stroke or an aneurysm. Hudson made his debut in 2009, known as Josephus Brody, tribute to the late Bruiser Brody. He would wrestle on the independent circuit for a number of years before joining Jeff Jarrett's short-lived GF Dub. Hudson would work with a number of talents, including Jarrett, and even appeared at a one-night-only Victory Road event in 2016. Signed with the NWA shortly after its purchase by Corgan, Hudson would feud with Tim Storm as Josephus, dropping the Brody surname, and then have 2 title matches against him. But He would later portray the amazing character known as the Question Mark, teaming up with one of my favorite performers of all time, Aaron Stevens, or previously Damian Sandow. It really hit me like a ton of bricks. Out of nowhere. The guy I think he was only 35 or 36 years old. And just a comedic force was what he was. Reactions throughout the world of professional wrestling. Nick Aldis tweeting out, "Heartbroken. Goodbye, my friend." The Cowboy James Storm, "This will hurt for a long time. The hard thing about wrestling Josephus was trying not to laugh at the silly stuff he would do to try and pop you during the match. He will be missed. Little unknown fact, he helped me with voice and writing material for the DCC videos." So, yeah. Yep, that's... There's Aaron Stevens. "The world is a better place because you are in it. Life is kind of like wrestling. It's the moments that count. We shared them in and out of the ring, and I love you, brother." Matt Hardy was shocked to learn about the passing of Josephus this morning. Worked with him in 2016 at Impact. Was a very kind, creative guy. My condolences go out to his family. Impact Wrestling, we're deeply saddened to learn the passing of Joseph. Drake Maverick also wishing thoughts to his friends and family. Yeah, just out of nowhere. Just completely out of nowhere. God, I love that picture. Oh, that's such a great picture. Yeah, just out of nowhere, you know? And it was just a fun act, was the Question Mark in Josephus. So, Godspeed. Man, we lost a really good one way too young. Way too young. Also passing at the age of 40, just a couple of days ago, is former WWF wrestler Jumping Johnny DeFazio. According to Pittsburgh's Action News 4, Jumping Johnny DeFazio passed away last Friday at the age of 80 following a battle with cancer over the recent years. He was a huge babyface in various territories, which included Spectator Sports and Capital Sports. He eventually became the WWF, and that's what it was, and then became the WWF. During his time in the WWF, he won the International Tag Team Championship with Gito Mongol and was a 4-time junior heavyweight champion. After retiring from professional wrestling, DeFazio shifted into politics, where he was a longtime member and former president of the Allegheny County Council. Yeah. Don't really know much. I'm going to have to look up some stuff about DeFazio. I'm going to have to look up some stuff. Here's a match I could watch, but the YouTube Gestapo will go after me. We know that. Oh, that's great Buffalo shot right there. We don't want to see that. Oh, man. So, yeah, I'm going to have to look up some matches and watch him sometime. There's a lot of stuff I've been wanting to watch. Probably do it sometime on the Twitch when we figure that stuff out. I don't know. The big news. The really, really big news, because he's a big guy and he was known as the Big Show. Oh, that's good bourbon. Former WWE superstar, The Big Show, Paul White, signed a, quote, long-term deal, end quote, with AEW. AEW announced the signing on Twitter last, I think, when did they do that? Last Wednesday? Yep, last Wednesday. He will serve as the commentator for AEW's newest show, AEW Dark Elevation, which will air on Monday night, 7 o'clock on AEW's YouTube channel. The show will highlight AEW's established and rising stars as welcome to top independent sites. So, yeah. Big Show, Paul White, is now an announcer. Going to be a commentator for AEW. When this was announced over the Twitter, everyone went nuts. Oh, he's going to be able to do what he could never do at the WWE. What exactly is that? What hasn't he done in the WWE? What? Being a world champion, he's been a tag team champion, he's won mid-card titles, he's been a fixture on their television programs. What? What is it? What could he do? All right, this is one of those things. There's a motto that I live by in life, and it's 3 words. And if these 3 words, if you follow them throughout your daily life, I swear your life will be so much better. Don't scroll down, okay? Whenever you read an article, when you're watching a video, or anything that you are partaking in and perusing on the internet, when you're done enjoying it, the material, don't scroll down. Don't look in the comments. There's nothing there that could augment anything that you have enjoyed from the material that you just did. No further insight, no great discussion. There's nothing there. There's nothing there to add. With that being said, we are going to scroll down this article on The Big Show. All right, here we go. Brace yourselves for impact on this one. Yep, 10 comments. The WWE have misused The Big Show for years. Really? Yeah, they had him jobbed to lesser talents way too many times. Great for Paul, The Big Show, White, and for AEW. He will be great putting talent over on commentary, and good to know that he will be wrestling some matches. I can see him involved somehow with the Sting Taz storyline. Lifting my curled fingers into the air and shouting, blah, 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 as spittle flies into my goatee. Okay, He's 49 years old. He should be good on commentary. Just how well can he work in the ring? This is a great move on Paul's part. He's not afraid to take that next step in his career. Should be great to see how he does on commentary. Wow, is one guy's reaction. But is it an ironclad contract, asks the unknown. How does a contract become ironclad? Help me out on that one. And does it really matter? Hate to say this, but kind of saw this coming. What TV show is Cody on? And then another guy says, wow. They have misused The Big Show for years. Really? They've misused The Big Show. Really? What were they supposed to do with them? What were they supposed to do that you don't think that they've done? He hasn't been a low card all of his WWE career, that's for damn sure, Daniel. Sorry. He's been in all kinds of major programs. Name any champion in the past 25 years they've had a program with The Big Show. Name him. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he's won or not. He was in it. Just because he doesn't win doesn't mean that his career is all for naught. Jesus Christ, I need to introduce you to Barry Horowitz. Come on. Just because you don't win all the time, just because you haven't won a title in X amount of years, doesn't mean that your career is shit. I'm going to introduce you to someone named Iron Mike Sharp. But at the same time that this news broke on Wednesday, I think a more important news item broke. The largest recruiting class in history was reported by the WWE's Performance Center. This one really floored me, okay? Yes, there have been recruiting classes in the Performance Center before. And there have been lots of rumors about who was going to be part of the Performance Center and who was going to be signed on. Taya Valkyrie, one of them right there. But in the past, when there have been recruiting classes, they've usually been 5 to 8 people deep. It's usually 5 to 8. One of them's a referee, and it's like 4 or 5 people. This one, not so much. We are well into double digits on this one. And the names I'm going to be putting out here, you've got to pay attention to, okay? Because we are looking at all these performers that are coming up here are well under 30 or haven't hit 30 or just cresting 30, 31 years old, okay? And a lot of them are fresh chickens. They're just learning. So let's start it off. Let me see. We've got, here we go. Bronson Recksteiner, the son of former WCW and WWE Tag Team Champ Rick Steiner, comes to WWE from the gridiron. He is 6 foot 230, All-American running back from Kennesaw State. Kira Magnan Forster, known as Taya Valkyrie, an 11-year veteran of the Squared Circle, a classically trained ballerina. Forster learned wrestling under Lance Storm before breaking out in Mexico for AAA and has competed around the world since. Sean Ricker, also known as LA Knight, that's on NXT, also known as Eli Drake, is a former NWA TV champion, and he's already competed against Drew McIntyre, John Morrison, and Jeff Hardy. Angela Arnold, trained by Booker T. She is competing as AQA and she's impressed in action for Booker T's Reality of Wrestling promotion, as well as Shimmer. Parker Boudreaux, this is the one you got to pay attention to, from Winter Garden, Florida, 6'4", 300. Big man is an offensive lineman from UCF and got Paul Heyman's eye on social media. Anthony Henry, stand-up competitor for Evolve and has also competed on the WWE Network. He's been in the ring with the Street Profits, Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, Nash Carter of MSK, and Roddy Strong. Chance Barrow, better known as Harlem Bravado, veteran of the independent scene, the North Carolina native, has found success as a singles attacker, and he was in Japan over at Pro Wrestling Noah. Teresa Serrano, also known as Zoe Stark, she had a match against Io Shirai last Wednesday. Yeah. So now she's part of the class. Christian Brigham, the Massachusetts native, 6 years of experience in the ring, also known as Christian Casanova. Priscilla Kelly, now going by Gigi Dolan, competed in the 2018 Mae Young Classic and returned for the first ever Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic on the NXT. Drew Casper is the brother of Jacob Casper, who joined the Performance Center in October of last year. The 285-pounder, two-time All-American heavyweight wrestler from Otterbein University, and he was the number one seeded wrestler in NCAA Division III before it was canceled due to COVID-19. Cora Jade, her real name Brianna Coda, 19 years old from Illinois. She's been on NXT as the female jobber. So, yeah, you've seen her. Christian Hubble, former college cheerleader who has broken out on the independent scene in recent months. Tennessee native made a name for himself under the moniker Blake Christian in promotions like PWG and Game Changer Wrestling. Grash in the chat room going, wee! Matrick Belton played Division I football for University of South Carolina, those Gamecocks, and has attended training camps for the NFL's Philadelphia Eagles. He has prepared for the rigors of the ring by training at CZ Dub. Cameron Clay, competing in the ring for 4 years under the name Cameron Branai, and has been in the ring with the likes of Shotzi Blackheart. Joe Areola, 25-year-old amateur wrestler from Oak Park, Illinois, undefeated state champion and national champion in high school. Areola wrestled for the University of Buffalo, qualifying for the NCAA tourney in 2016. Taylor Grotto of Clearwater Beach, Florida, competed as Avery Taylor for promotions like Evolve and Shine. And finally, Carissa Rivera made a name for herself in the independent scene, wrestling for Any Dub and Women's Wrestling Revolution. Of this entire class, 10 of them are female. 10 female performers coming in. Brace yourself. Guys, the women's roster is going to get extraordinarily deep. We may... I'm just going to put this out there. Glow was kind of fun to make fun of. But there's nothing saying that it can't happen in the WWE. But I don't think they're going to want to do that. I think they want to keep on going through with this women's revolution or, equality and all that other good stuff. So, yeah. Who are the ones that I see making it quickly. Hold off on Taya Valkyrie, guys. It'll be a little bit. It's going to be a little hot minute on that one. It'll be at least a year. It was a year to 18 months before Karrion Kross came over to the, NXT. I would, though, keep my eye on Boudreaux. Parker Boudreaux is a fucking house. Okay? Keep an eye on him. He is a house. Speaking of making debuts, William Regal's son, Bailey Matthews, made his debut on NXT UK last week. So, you want another thing to watch? Check that out. Matthews lost to Tyler Bate in his debut match, but in the end, Bate hit the Tyler driver to get the victory. After the match, they shook hands because respect. But yeah, got a physique that only I could love. Speaking of other people that are making debuts with companies, how long did we have to wait for EC3 to finally get signed? I mean, was he on a no-compete clause? I mean, I think that's what it was. But damn it, did he love trolling everyone on the internet and kept on doing these reflect on your character, blah, 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 be your own self, yeah, essential character, yeah. He has officially signed with Ring of Honor. There's his tweet saying that he did. Okay, yeah, conformity and all that, control, freedom, purpose, yeah, there's your thing, whatever. Hey, more good news coming out of, people trying to get out of the doldrums of their careers. Big Cass is looking to return to Impact Plus. It's an Impact Plus. Former WWE star Big Cass, also known as Kaz made his return to pro wrestling last Saturday for Lariato Pro Wrestling. Dear God, what a name for a freaking promotion. Yeah. So yeah, here he is showing up. No, not him. Not them. No. But here. Yeah, okay. Put your fist out there. He was suffering from a lot of social anxiety, I think is what it was. It was depression or social anxiety, ADHD, something like that. Hopefully he got himself straight. I really hope he does. But, yeah, so there's that. Oh, hey, what other great moves are happening in the world of professional wrestling of questionable characters? Marty Scurll was reportedly worked at recent New Japan Strong TV tapings. According to F4 Dub Online, Marty Scurll worked the recent New Japan Strong TV tapings in California. Dave Meltzer couldn't verify the story from Emily Pratt at Fanbyte that Scurll was involved in a post-match angle with Rocky Romero. It was said in the report that due to non-disclosure NDAs, information has been hard to verify. Fistful, I'm sorry, that hurt your ears. Sorry about that. Fightful first reported Scurll's involvement with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Pratt reported that Scurll was at the January 22nd TV taping. It's unknown at this time how many shows he's going to appear on. When they will air, who the hell knows? Scurll took a booking role with Ring of Honor back in January of last year. However, during last summer's Speaking Out movement, Scurll was accused of sexual assault by a woman who was 16 at the time when it happened in 2015. Scurll did admit to the encounter, but did say that what happened was consensual due to the legal age of consent in the UK. So, yeah. To have fun bringing this guy back. Speaking of unsafe work environments, Kelly Klein filed a discrimination and unsafe environment lawsuit against Ring of Honor and Sinclair, and just sent this past Wednesday. In the lawsuit, Kelly Klein, 35 years old, is claiming the following against Ring of Honor and Sinclair Broadcasting, who is the owning entity of Ring of Honor. Discrimination and harassment, unsafe work environment, breach of implied contract, unpaid royalties, violations of both state and federal equal pay acts, and abusive discharge. The complaint outlines the following. They're all right there for you to look at. In her lawsuit, Klein alleges that Ring of Honor and the Sinclair Broadcasting Group terminated her contract on December the 31st of 2019 because of her complaints regarding the disparate pay for WHO female wrestlers, the lack of safety and medical protocols after the plaintiff suffered a concussion in October of 2019, and the sexual harassment at Ring of Honor. This has it's this lawsuit and this stuff in general that was brought up by Ms. Klein that has caused Ring of Honor to just collapse in on itself like a neutron star. Ring of Honor GM Greg Gilliland, COO Joe Koff, Booker, producer, and trainer Hunter Johnson, and Jay Lethal are all listed in this lawsuit. She details several incidents going back to September of 2016 where she did not receive proper treatment after matches in which she was injured, claiming medical personnel were either not available or never tended to her. She also detailed a specific 2017 incident with Jay Lethal, claiming that he had gazed at her while in a hot tub and asked her if her boyfriend was at the hotel and if she was staying alone at the hotel. Klein states that on or about December 17th of 2018, she had email correspondence and a phone conversation with Ring of Honor regarding her salary. She said that specifically after she saw the initial offer of $20,000 for 2019, she asked if it would be possible for her salary to be increased to $24,000. That's fair. Ring of Honor rejected her request, stating that all female wrestlers in Ring of Honor were paid the same, and that if they paid Klein more, then all of the other women wrestlers would have to be paid more. Okay, it was noted that this salary was substantially below the salary that the male wrestlers were paid, and the decision to pay the salary was based upon the fact that Klein was a female. Klein said that she was asked to make more appearances, with no limit regarding the frequency of appearances, than the other female talent. Klein said that she learned that at least one male wrestler in Ring of Honor was paid $184K. and was afforded single occupancy rooming. Klein stated in the lawsuit that when she brought her concerns to Sinclair HR, she learned in July of 2018 her concerns were never brought up and no investigation was ever done. In the lawsuit, it states that Klein is seeking only $75,000, including but not limited to declaratory judgment from the court set forth in question herein, compensatory damages including past, future lost wages, damages set forth by the Maryland Code, annoyance, aggravation, inconvenience. But that's the big one, okay? Of all the crap that she took from Ring of Honor, she is only asking for $75,000. That means she means business. That means it's going to happen. She's going to win. Ring of Honor will try to settle out of court. That's why she set the mark so low. That's why she set it so low. So that no, we're not going to settle out of court. No, you're going to pay me the $75,000 that I want, and I want it all in the public for everyone to see the shit that you've done. I got to tell you, this is one to really pay attention to. Yeah, this is one to pay attention to. Yeah, let's bring out those noises. Oh, man. You gotta love professional wrestling. Sometimes the drama on the outside is way more adventurous than the stuff on the inside. Chris Jericho decided to file some trademarks on some old nicknames that he had in CML, LL, and WCW. That being Corazon de Leon, which is Lionheart in Spanish. All right. So Corazon de Leon. Okay, I'm sure you'll make a good buck on that one. WWE and A&E announced a 10-week partnership that begins in April 18th for 10 documentaries involving various performers. These biographies are going to involve Stone Cold Steve Austin, Macho Man Randy Savage, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Booker T, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Mick Foley, The Ultimate Warrior, and Undertaker. And also we see Andre the Giant in there, The Big Show, Mark Henry, Kane, Jerry Lawler, Jake the Snake. It's going to be interesting to see what the A&E's budget, how that'll look, you know. Most Wanted Treasures, Legends on the Hunt. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm curious to see how that one turns out. And finally, WWE won some awards of some kind. The Synopsis Best of the Best Awards. What is they want? The WWE had a memorable showing at the Synopsis Best of the Best Awards, capturing a trio of wins. They honor excellence in national TV programming, campaigns, and more. WWE Women's Affinity Group won for Best Diversity and Inclusion Practices. Support Tomorrow's Superstars brought home the hardware for Best Social Good Awareness Campaign. And then finally, the WWE Network won Best SVOD Services. Okay. Never heard of them, but I guess it's big. Does it net you a larger contract? I don't know if it really does. No, I'm just playing the sounder again because Mediocre Lewis wanted me to play the sounder again because I'm always happy to oblige. On the injury front, Becky Lynch, the tiny human, has been extracted from her tom-tom. She should be returning very soon for WrestleMania times. Ivar, clavicle injury, neck stinger. If his career is not over, he should be back in time for SummerSlam. He is rehabbing that injury right now with DDP Yoga. Yeah, it's all over the social media. You should check it out sometime. Chelsea Green, broken wrist. She should be back probably in the next month or so. She should be ready to go. This was the same broken wrist that she suffered 2 years ago in the exact same spot, falling off the apron and using her wrist to break her fall. Tegan Knox tearing her ACL for the third time. She's not due back until SummerSlam if she's coming back. Ridge Holland ruptured his patella on live television. He won't be back until SummerSlam times. Arturo Ruas with a torn rotator cuff. He should be coming back soon, and I'm sure we really missed him. And finally, Bobo Fish, torn tricep. I think this is his fourth injury since joining the company, and he'll be back in time for SummerSlam times, probably. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. But, oh yeah, and Mashoon saying I got to add Lacey Evans to the list. Well, I should have. But those are the people that are hurt. What about the people who aren't hurt? What about the people who are perfectly healthy? What about the people who haven't been on WWE television or pay-per-view or otherwise for, say, 3 weeks? They would end up on a very special list of my own design. A list that today celebrates not one, but two brand new entrants to the list that is so deep we only need one hand to count it, but now we're going to need two hands. Because it's so special. They're golden gallons. What the hell's a golden gallon? Well, we got to talk about the stuff first. Brace yourself for impact. Turn your head if you're squeamish. It's a WWE milk carton. Oh, it's a new house, so spacious, so clean, and so fresh. This carpet feels so good. I guess it's about as good as it's going to get, you know. When it comes, I haven't had Milky sing in a very long time. So, yeah, there we go. Let's start things off with Jackson Riker. You know, it was a really good idea to bring him back and pair him up with Elias. It was so good that, you know, we had Elias show up for a fatal four-way match on the pre-show for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Jackson Riker was nowhere to be found. And then we had Elias in another match. We had him in plenty of other matches before that, and we didn't really need him. So, yeah, this was a good idea. No, I don't want to go anywhere else. I want to stay right there. Yes, Milky, we already saw you. I'm back. Nikki Cross. Haven't seen her since the February 1st episode of Monday Night Raw, where she faced off against Alexa Bliss to kind of further along the Alexa Bliss character. Sure. Rhea Ripley. Haven't seen her since the Royal Rumble back on January the 31st. It is said that she's going to be coming soon to Monday Night Raw. Well, sure, she might be showing up on Monday Night Raw, but until she does, she's been going to be showing up here on the milk carton. Indus Sher. Haven't seen them since the January 26th Superstar Spectacle Glass. The Superstar thing, January the 26th, where they did a whole special for India, is what it was. Indus Sher was there, and Jinder Mahal was there too. He's healthy. Put him on television. Please, just put him on television. January 25th was the last time that we saw Tucker. We took part in a 24/7 title segment that seeped into the VIP lounge. Poor guy. You know, I keep saying that we're just sad for Tucker. You know, damn it, he's such a good worker. He's such a good performer. But God dang it, cut the guy a break. Breezango. Haven't seen them since the January 13th episode of NXT, where they faced off against Adam Cole and Roderick Strong for the whole Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic type thingy. Haven't seen them since they lost. Jake Atlas. Haven't seen him since he teamed up with Isaiah Swerve Scott to face off against MSK in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic thingy. He's showing up on 205 Live. A lot of these people that are on this list do show up on 205 Live, but they are on the NXT main roster. So why aren't they showing up on NXT? Yeah, Wesley Blake. You know, when his tag team partner, James Cutler, was released almost 3 weeks ago because he didn't follow WWE protocol and decided to go to a New Year's Eve party, unbeknownst to the company and not getting permission, Wesley Blake has just been thrown into nowhere, doing absolutely nothing. Haven't seen him since the January 1st episode of SmackDown, where he was one of the King's Knights of the Lone Wolf or something like that. And yeah, that was a nice little idea. It's been 2 months. Haven't seen it since. Kalisto. Haven't seen him since that same episode of SmackDown where he was just chilling out backstage. Sonya Deville was walking down the hallway and he was just leaning up against a ladder. Not doing a damn thing. No, not really doing anything. He posted some videos on Twitter, doing little promos, you know, little hype videos, something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. I think he's going to go back to 205 Live. Eric, haven't seen him since the December 28th episode of Monday Night Raw, where he's just taking part in the 24/7 title shenanigans. I think they're just going to take him off TV and wait to see what's going on with Ivar, and then we'll bring them both back on together. Velveteen Dream. Haven't seen him since the December 23rd episode of NXT, where he was legitimately buried by Adam Cole. Legitimately. I normally don't say that, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Jamel asking, why is Kalisto separate from the Lucha House Party? It might be because Kalisto is not very good. Or he's got an attitude. Or he's got a bad work ethic. It's something that we don't see. Why isn't Velveteen Dream on our television? Because he's going to appear on our television and people are going to lose their shit. The Fiend Bray Wyatt. Haven't seen him since TLC back on December the 20th. Why? Because he was set on fire. Plain and simple. Murphy. Haven't seen him since the December 4th episode of SmackDown, where he had a match against King Corbin on behalf of the Mysterio family. Why? I don't know. Why haven't we seen him for the past 3 months? I don't know. I guess he's too busy boinking Rey Mysterio's 19-year-old daughter. Eat your heart out, Marty Scurll. Jimmy Uso, haven't seen him since the November 22nd episode. No, not an episode. It was the Survivor Series from last year where he took part in some kind of segment outside of Roman Reigns' locker room involving Jey Uso and stuff like that. He is perfectly healthy now. We should see him return soon. Titus O'Neil, haven't seen him since the November 9th episode of Monday Night Raw, where he helped augment the Bobo Lashley character, where he faced off against Bobo Lashley because he took umbrage that he couldn't join the Hurt Business because he's a good fellow and all. It doesn't really matter what the hell he's doing in the WWE because he's too busy saving the city of Tampa, Florida. He has fed them, clothed them, hired them, sheltered them, educated them, made them more virile, and made them more aware of their surroundings. He's given everyone in Tampa some Ritalin. Aleister Black. Haven't seen him since the October 12th episode of Monday Night Raw, the final Raw before the draft that would send him to SmackDown. He has not been seen since then. The reason for that? I don't know. It may have something to do with the release of his wife, Taya Trinidad, formerly known as Zelina Vega, where she was released about 3 months ago because she wanted to open up an OnlyFans account and get $5 a pop for dressing up like sexy Melina from Mortal Kombat. What's he doing? I don't know. Do I care? Not really. Watch him go to AEW and everyone will have a fucking cow. Andrade, this one I don't understand. He's not hurt. Haven't seen him since that same episode of Monday Night Raw on October the 12th where he faced off against Angel Garza. Biggest reason he wasn't on TV was to be alongside Charlotte Flair as she underwent surgery on a malfunctioning boob, cosmetic surgery on a ruptured implant. She's back. She's healthy. Where are you? Where's Andrade? What's he doing? Why haven't we seen any articles about how he's just unhappy about how he's being utilized in the WWE? Marina Shafir, haven't seen her since the second Battle Royale of the Vagina Persuasion on NXT back in September 23rd of last year. She is still posting stuff on the Twitter and the Facebook. She enjoys playing video games and having children and getting paid. Riddick Moss, haven't seen him since the September 21st episode of Monday Night Raw, where he was underground pretending to be a cage fighter. And Daba Kato was down there too. Both of them were drafted to Monday Night Raw, and neither of them have shown up since that final showing of Raw Underground. The Underground has been sealed up with concrete. It's not there anymore. What the hell is going on with these guys? More importantly, Jessamine Duke was down there too 2 weeks prior on September the 7th. What is she doing? She's too busy shooting some YouTube videos with Shayna Baszler about guarding and defending in the MMAs and playing video games online. Once again, a lot of people seem to be playing video games online and getting paid for it rather than doing anything in the ring. And finally, the stalwart of the WWE milk carton, the brand new stalwart for the WWE milk carton. We can take a break from festivities for a while. It's Mojo Rawley. Haven't seen him since the June 19th episode of SmackDown where he faced off against Shorty G to try to make Shorty G a thing. Shorty G is now known as Chad Gable, and Chad Gable is doing something with Otis called the Alpha Academy. But it has absolutely nothing to do with the stuff that he did with Mojo Rawley or anything else that he did while he was named Shorty G. Congratulations, Mojo. You have gone along the long line of people that are trying to make Shorty G or Chad Gable a thing. So thankfully, we've got about 4 months until a brand new Golden Gallon. But now is the time. Oh boy, now is a special time. Oh, I'm taking a sip. It's a special, special time indeed. Cue up that music. All right. Let's kick things off. 2 brand new golden gallons are being added to the WWE milk carton. First off, we haven't seen this cat since February the 27th of last year, where he took part in Super Showdown all the way over in Bismarck or Fargo, Riyadh, South Dakota, where he had a match against Dolph Ziggler, and everyone was happy because, he beat a white man. And everyone in South Dakota loves it when the white man loses. So, with that being said, welcome as a golden gallon. What is a golden gallon? It's someone who has been on the main roster healthy for an entire calendar year and not appear on WWE television or pay-per-view. Our very first golden gallon, Mansoor, with a big scimitar emblazoned on the milk jug. Oh, Grash, you outdid yourself on this one. Mansoor is a new golden gallon from South Dakota. The very hot country of South Dakota. But you thought that was one? No, there's another one. There's a second golden gallon that we've got to celebrate. A second one. We haven't seen this cat since the February 19th episode of NXT from last year, where he faced off against then NXT North American champion Keith Lee. Took a powder in less than 25 seconds. Rebalance the audio? I'm not rebalancing any audio. I love this song. I love this song. And I'm in a new house. I don't have time to figure anything out. Golden Gallon! 25-second powder to Keith Lee. Who could it be? I don't know. Sometimes he would appear in NXT UK, but he hasn't appeared anywhere else. Who the hell cares? It's Kona Reeves. Kona Reeves is Golden Gallon number 6. Number 6. Throughout the history of the WWE milk carton, there have been the Colognes, Vanessa Bourne, Bo Dallas, and now Mansoor and Kona Reeves. These are happy times. These are genuinely happy times. You know, let's bask in Vanessa Bourne's gallon for a second there and admire the red lipstick on that gallon. You know, these are great times to be had with friends and family. And finally, let's just go and say it. Yeah, and our future real estate agent who's boinking Liv Morgan in an empty house, Bo Dallas. Lucky guy. So yeah, those are the Golden Gallons. 6 all-time Golden Gallons. Once again, Mojo Rawley will be our next Golden Gallon if he is still with the company, but that will not be for another practically 4 months. But man, will that be a celebration. So, that's the WWE milk carton. Oh boy, it was tough to try to compile and everything. Coming up on the milk carton, if they don't show up this week, I'm looking at only 4 performers, and they're all pretty big names. So, yeah. I should have a celebration, Mediocre Lewis says, if I get to 10 Golden Gallons. Oh, yeah. Damn right I'm going to have a big celebration if we get 10 Golden Gallons. We will probably do a whole show devoted to the careers of all of those golden gallants because they never achieved so much by doing so little. All right. It's time to book WrestleMania for, I believe, the 6th or 7th final time. So here we go. Let's start off with, first off, Fantasy Booking 101. You only think of the story, you never think of yourself. You book for the long haul. I should have put Fantasy Booking 101 on here, shouldn't I? No, I shouldn't. You guys know how to fantasy book. You guys know how to safely and logically fantasy book. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. WrestleMania last year was 2 nights. First night, Saturday, was 7 to 10. Sunday was 7 to 10:30. It was 16 matches last year, 9 of them title matches, 7 grudge matches, and 2 of these 16 matches were cinematic matches. There were 9 title matches involving the Universal and World title, the women's titles on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, the tag titles involving Raw, SmackDown, and the women's tag team titles, and the Intercontinental title. All 3 brands, Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, were used for WrestleMania, encompassing 166 performers. So how is this year's WrestleMania going to be structured? Well, it was just confirmed first. All 3 brands are going to be represented because NXT is part of the main roster. Will it be 2 nights? Yes, it was confirmed 2 weeks ago. WrestleMania 37 will be a 2-night affair on April the 10th and the 11th. So, some guy was right. How many matches are going to be at WrestleMania 37? 16 to 20 is what we're going to have. With NXT now an established brand, more performers are going to be recognizable. TakeOver has now become WrestleMania Saturday. Will there be cinematic matches? Yes, this was confirmed during the first quarter presser of WWE's 2020. How many title matches are going to be at WrestleMania 37? There's going to be at least 12. There are currently 14 titles on the main roster. I know. Universal, World, NXT, the women's titles, the mid-card titles, tag titles on all 3 brands, the women's tag titles, and the Little Critter title. 2 nights, 18 matches. Of those 18 matches, 12 title matches, 4 grudge matches, and 2 cinematic grudge matches. We may tone that down a little bit. I think we might tone down on those title matches, but you'll see what I'm talking about when we start doing the whiteboard. So let's do this. Here is what we booked WrestleMania for the last time we did this. I think the last time we did this, this was after TLC, before Royal Rumble. Before Royal Rumble, this was our card. Look at that card. We had McIntyre, Sheamus. Okay. I had Sonya Deville possibly winning the Women's Royal Rumble. Mediocre Lewis going, wee! See you later, dude. Jamel saying, I don't think we're getting cinematic matches. No, we're getting cinematic matches. We had a tag title unification match. Women's tag team title clusterfuck. We have The Fiend and Randy Orton in a cinematic match. They just had that at TLC. Looks like we're going to get another one. Matt Riddle versus Bobo, we already had that. Kalisto versus Santos Escobar for the Cruiserweight title, that still could happen. Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee is not happening now. Timothy Thatcher and Walter, that was just a fever dream of mine. That's going to be erased. Daniel Bryan versus Burt for the Universal title, nope. Not that now. It's now Edge. Asuka versus Charlotte for the Raw Women's title, I've got bigger thoughts about that one. Mercedes Martinez, Raquel Gonzalez, and Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's title. Nope. It's going to be something different now. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn teaming up against the Usos in a grudge match. Nah, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Maybe? Maybe, I don't know. Fons Balor versus Karrion Kross for the NXT title. That can definitely happen. Big E versus King Corbin for the Intercontinental title. That can definitely happen. Keith Lee and Braun Strowman in a grudge match? Sure. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross in another match? But this time it being cinematic? I don't know. And then finally, Miz and Morrison tagging up against AJ Styles and Omos, which sounded really good, but now doesn't look like it's going to happen. Okay. We had way better matches before this, too, didn't we? I think at one time we booked Tucker and Otis in a construction site match that was going to be a cinematic match. Why don't they just give us a break? I mean, seriously, we book way better WrestleManias. All right. So let's do this. Let's start things off over at night one. And yes, these are the matches that are going to happen. Okay, whether they're specifically happening on these nights, it doesn't matter. We're just booking the matches. And we may change the title matches, okay? That we may not have some certain title matches in here. So let's start things off over here with Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. I don't know about this one. I really don't know about this one. Because right now, Drew McIntyre is no longer WWE champion. The Miz is. Bobo Lashley is raring to become WWE champion. And I have got a feeling that we're going to see a triple threat. We're going to see big, meaty men slapping meat. I think Sheamus is going to be in the mix too. So that's what I'm looking at. Prove me wrong. Yeah, we're just going to do that. Bobo, McIntyre, and Sheamus. We're going to do a triple threat for the WWE title. Let's immediately get over here to night two. We got to immediately change this. We know it's going to be Edge and Burton for the Universal title. We know that. So we know that. Let's see here. What else are you looking at? Put that match in a grudge match. What are you talking about? Which match are you talking about? A grudge match? I don't know. Sasha, it's going to be now Sasha and Bianca for the SmackDown Women's title. I need, what is a sounder? What do I need as a sounder? Burden. I need Burden as a sounder, probably. Okay, now this is one. Let's go to this Asuka Charlotte match on the Raw Women's side. Big meaty men slapping meat. Yeah, I do need that as a sounder. Asuka versus Charlotte for the Raw Women's title. I am just not seeing this. I see Charlotte taking a break from WrestleMania. So who in the heck do we have Asuka going against? Are we going to do well, it's not going to be Bianca Belair. She chose Sasha Banks. So who do we do? Is it going to be Alexa Bliss? I don't know. No, I don't want it to be Alexa Bliss. Looking like Charlotte Rhea Ripley for the Raw title. But Asuka has the Raw title now. How is Asuka losing it, Andrew? How is Asuka losing the title? And right now, Alexa Bliss is doing crap with Randy Orton. Weird crap with Randy Orton. She's doing Papa Shango shit with Randy Orton. Hear me out. Yes, I got your Rhea Ripley is showing up. But I don't think it's going to be Ripley. I don't think it's going to be Charlotte. Someone is going to be showing back up to take back the title that she conveniently gave to Asuka last year. Remember, Asuka opened up her Money in the Bank briefcase and there was the Raw Women's title. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Becky Lynch. It's going to be Becky Lynch. Yeah, the meme. That's actually what I should put in. Yeah. Yeah, not the man, but the meme. Becky Lynch. Yeah. That's what I'm definitely seeing. Becky Lynch. I see Becky Lynch showing up at Fastlane. what I see. Let's look at the NXT Women's title. This definitely needs to be changed. Let me see. The NXT Women's title, I think, should be on WrestleMania. Becky doesn't need to show up. No, Tyler. Becky Lynch doesn't need to show up on Raw tomorrow. No. She could show up whenever the hell she wants. Doesn't matter. Doesn't need to be on Raw tomorrow. NXT Women's title. Right now, we've got it booked. Coming up here, we've got Io Shirai facing Tony Every Day is Leg Day Storm. We've got that happening. I guess Tony Storm may win, but we're not sure. We already did a triple threat. Io Shirai versus who? We've got to destroy the waifu. Waifu needs to be destroyed. I really did like that. Yeah, you're right, Jamel. I mean, I did like that Mercedes Martinez, Rhea Whipley, Raquel Gonzalez. That sounded like a really fun match. But they've already done a triple threat involving Io and Tony Storm. So now we need someone completely different. Completely different. I don't know. Let me see. I don't know. Io versus something. Someone. Or someone. No, I don't see it. I'd love it for it to be Nia Jax. Right now, Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai are facing off against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the women's tag team titles. And they very well could win. I don't know. We'll think about that in a little bit. Tag team title unification. I don't know about that. Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler versus... Who are the tag champs? My God, excuse me. Who are the tag champions on Raw? Who are they? Who are the tag champs on Monday Night Raw? Can't believe I'm asking that. Who are the tag champs on Monday Night Raw? Who are they? I don't know. Someone tell me. I'm not looking it up. You guys are all saying fatal four-way for the NXT women's title. I mean, they just had a triple threat. Street Profits versus Ziggler and Rude. That is on SmackDown. Street Profits are on SmackDown. Who's on Raw? Hurt Business. Oh, okay. So the Hurt Business versus the... Oh, God. Ugh. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'll just keep it on unification. I'll just keep it as a tag title unification. All right, women's tag team clusterfuck. It is not going to be a women's tag team clusterfuck. It's going to be an actual tag team match. All right, it's going to be an actual women's tag team match. We're going to have Jax and Baszler defending. Baszler and Jax are going to defend against who are they defending against? It's going to be a rematch. A rematch between Kai and Gonzalez. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I see. It's going to be a rematch. Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez versus Baszler and Jax. And that could be a no DQ. Could be a no DQ. Naomi and Lana versus Dakota and Raquel. That sounds pretty good. That didn't sound too bad. Actually, oh, you read my mind. Oh, shoot, you guys are reading my mind. Okay, Jamel, I'll see you on that. I see you on that. All right, I see you on that. So Gonzalez and Kai facing off against Lana and Naomi for the tag titles, but let's go to that NXT side. Yeah. Give me that. Give me a triple threat in NXT of Io Shirai versus Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. That frees everyone up. I like that idea. Oh, boy. There we go. That sounds way better. This grudge match with Daniel Bryan not doing anything. Daniel Bryan not going to be doing anything. He's not going to win the title at Fastlane. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I don't know about that. I can see Kevin Owens and Daniel Bryan. I can see that. Better than that. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think we'll do that instead. Or it could be Cesaro too, but now we'll just do Daniel Bryan and Kevin Owens versus the Usos. Both Usos who come back. You'll see that happening. You'll see that happen. The Fiend versus Randy Orton in a cinematic match? Absolutely. Fonz Balor versus Karrion Kross in the NXT title? Absolutely. U.S. title? Nope. It's not going to be Riddle and Bobo. Riddle's got the title. Jamel saying Daniel Bryan versus Jey Uso in a grudge match. That's kind of what we're getting right now. This Friday on SmackDown, Daniel Bryan and Jey Uso are going to be in a steel cage match. Yeah. Matt Riddle. Riddle, who is he defending his title against? Is he going to? Is he going to? I'm not sure. Keith Lee? No, Strowman. No, I put him with Strowman. Yeah, I put him with Strowman. Right now, Keith Lee, I don't even know what they're doing with Keith Lee right now. You could do this a triple threat with Keith Lee also. I can do that. Let's just do that. We'll make that a triple threat for the U.S. title. Let's get rid of this grudge match because that's not happening. I want to put Strowman in that one. And I'll have Strowman taking the fall too. I can have Keith Lee powerbombing Strowman for the win on that one. Big E versus King Corbin for the Intercontinental title. That is not going to be happening. Well, actually, Andrew saying Strowman is gunning for Shane. He could be. You know what? Let's do that. Let's do that. Keith Lee does not have COVID. He showed up on television less than 3 weeks ago, Goose. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We'll do Shane and Strowman. That would be a cinematic match. That could be a cinematic match. But we'll see. That'll be Underground. They will revitalize Underground. Underground will be back. How about that? CJ saying Big E versus Prince Apollo. Yeah, I see that. I know that one's happening, but I think that is Fastlane. I don't know if that's going to be... It could be WrestleMania. We could see Apollo win it, and then we have the rematch. So, yeah, we'll go and do that. That sounds fair. That sounds fair. I am not digging this Kalisto Santos Escobar match. I'm not digging that at all. No, not digging it. Kalisto hasn't been on television at all. Escobar has been doing stuff on NXT. Other stuff has got to be happening here. I'll do Cesaro Rollins for now. I've got a feeling that's actually going to be happening in some other way, shape, or form. I got a feeling that's going to be happening in some other way, shape, or form. So, yeah. So we'll do Cesaro versus Rollins. Cesaro has got to be on WrestleMania. Rey Mysterio versus Santos Escobar. I wish. Yeah. Actually, I may throw that in there in some other places. Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee ain't happening, but instead it's going to be Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly. Instead, we're getting that, and God, I fucking hate Kyle O'Reilly. God, I can't stand Kyle O'Reilly. He's so horrible. He is so horrible. Submission maneuvers for the sake of doing submission maneuvers. Submissions for the sake on submissions. On body parts that I never worked on. It doesn't matter. I'll put you in an ankle lock for no reason whatsoever. Alexa Bliss versus Nikki Cross. No, I'm not digging that. No. Not digging it. Nope. Let's get rid of that. First, we've got to go down here and change this. Because we know damn well that this is going to be Bad Bunny and Damian Priest teaming up against The Miz and John Morrison. We know that's happening. I had erased so Styles is not on the card right now. Sheamus is up there. What other people do I not have on this card that I'm missing? Who am I missing on this card? Sami Zayn doesn't. Wherever. Sami Zayn can do whatever the hell he wants. R-Truth can do whatever the hell he wants too. Boy. What are we doing here? What did we erase? What did I erase from this? Oh, it was Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Okay. All right. So that's what I erased. All right. I don't know. Missing the New Day, that's for damn sure. I'm not putting in battle royales of any kind. I don't give a shit about battle royales. No, these are legitimate matches that are happening. Omos and Styles as a team, absolutely. Against the New Day? Miz is not missing. He's facing Bad Bunny and Damian Priest in a tag team match. Could do that. New Day versus Retribution? Ugh. That's not good. God, that sounds horrible. I don't have Corbin on here. I need Corbin. Corbin has been an act that has just fallen off the face of the planet, isn't it? I had such high hopes for him. Something's happened. Something happened. Kofi Ali in a grudge match, I can dig that. Jamel saying that, you know what, I can dig that. Yeah. I can absolutely dig Mustafa Ali and Kofi Kingston in a grudge match. And this one, that could be a no DQ, bodies everywhere match. Bodies everywhere. You'll see Xavier Woods show up. You'll see Ricochet show up. You'll see everyone shown up who's had a thing against Retribution. Blah, 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 blah. All right, finally. This was a fever dream of Thatcher and Walter. That is not going to happen. That is not going to happen. That was such a fever dream. That was just all me. Final match. Let's get another female. I want another women's match in here. I want another women's match. What's Jey Uso doing? I've got him teaming up. I got the Usos facing Daniel Bryan and Kevin Owens. in a grudge match. I want another women's match. Is what I want. I want another women's match. Rhea Ripley has got to show up here somewhere. Rhea Ripley's got to show up here somewhere. Rhea Ripley Bailey sounds fun. Rhea Ripley and Karen sounds fun. I really like that idea. Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley in a grudge match? Yeah, you can do that. Everyone versus Billie Kay's resume. No, you know, Charlotte and Rhea Ripley does sound good, but the problem was that was a main event from WrestleMania last year. That was last year's WrestleMania match. Can't do that now. I don't have AJ Styles on the show either. It's tough. This is tough. Should I pitch a match and try to throw AJ in there somewhere? I don't know. I really like the idea of Rhea Ripley and Bailey for some reason. And I know they're both on separate shows, but I can see Bailey just on SmackDown going like, I don't have a match. Why am I on WrestleMania? Bah, 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 bah. And Rhea Ripley goes, I'm not either. Let's go. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do Karen and Rhea. There's got to be one match I want to get rid of if I want to have AJ Styles on there. I don't know. I mean, do I pitch? What? I mean, if there's a match that I'm going to get rid of, if there's a match that I'm getting rid of, it might be this Mustafa Ali Kofi Kingston match. I could do that on the pre-show. But again, CJ bringing Carmella versus Reginald. That's absolutely a match I'd put on there too. But that's a pre-show match. That's a pre-show match. Oh boy. We didn't have this problem the last time we were trying to book WrestleMania. The last time we were trying to book it, we had too many empty spots. We had to try to pull it out of our ass. I think this is it. Unless you guys can convince me to scrap one match to put in a different one, because the people that we are not having on the show right now is AJ Styles or Sami Zayn. I mean, yeah, AJ and Omos could be on here, but what the hell are they going to do? I could have them go for the tag team titles. I could just have them do that instead. Yeah, I'll just do that. Yeah. How about that? Let's just do that. No, I'd rather have Hurt Business versus AJ Styles and Omos. I'd rather have this one. Quentin saying it's a good card? Well, thank you. If there's anything that's wrong with it, please let me know. Sell me. I buy AJ and Omos' tag champs. Absolutely. And it could carry on the infighting in the Hurt Biz, and then Bobo could try to bring everyone together. I don't know. But I think that'll do it. I think that's WrestleMania. What do you think? We are going to keep it like this. We're going to keep WrestleMania like this. We are not going to change a thing. Not going to change a thing. Whatever happens, happens. Okay? And then I think probably we will look back on this when we start actually making the picks for WrestleMania, which will be about 5 weeks from now. And those are going to be very trying times. But in between that is Fastlane, where we got to make picks for Fastlane. And I can't believe I've only made like 4 predictions for pay-per-views. It's all because of, moving into the new home and being busy and stuff and not having time to do the stuff. So, yeah. Tyler asking, is this a good Mania in my eyes? I don't hear anyone bitching or complaining that there's a Bork Laser or a Goldberg on the card. Daniel asking, are we going to do a card order? No. I solely did this just so we could see what matches we were going to have. Quentin saying he wants Io Shirai versus Xia Li. I am not buying that right now. I would love for Io and Lee, sounds great, but I just I can't see Xia Li being Io Shirai's final match in NXT before going to Raw or SmackDown. Because that's what's going to happen. She's going to go to Raw or SmackDown. She will be. That will be happening. So, yeah. No, this looks okay. What match would I be looking forward to the most? Match I would be looking forward to the most. Shane and Braun Strowman Underground. Sounds good. That's honestly... And also the Bad Bunny Damian Priest match. That tag team match with Bad Bunny sounds fun. Yeah, I'll be honest, this is not going to be that... WrestleMania this year, even if they are going to be in a stadium at who knows what percentage capacity, just does not look like a good card. It really hasn't been built that well, and honestly, it's because of COVID. It's because of not having the live crowds. And the other thing, too, is I can't watch their television shows. I have to have them on mute. The audio is so bad. The audio is horrible. So... But hey, this is what we got. It's what we got to deal with. I mean, it's what we have to enjoy. If you don't want to watch it, you don't need to watch it. Just some of us kind of do. Thank you guys so much for stopping by on this, it feels like a brand new Wrestleview Weekly. It feels very, very brand new because I'm in brand new digs and everything. And what's great is when we do the shows and everything, Deanna can go to sleep. She can do the stuff because I'm no longer in a bedroom doing the show. So, yeah. Whew. That's a good show. I need to get something to eat. I'm kind of hungry. Are you guys hungry? You should get something to eat too. And before you go, always remember that tomorrow night, post-Raw, the effervescent one, Mike Tedesco and Queen Victoria, alongside sometimes maybe a very vivacious and angry Princess Lily. They will talk about the Monday Night Raws and the things that happened there. Then on Friday, post-SmackDown, Roy, full head of hair Roy, is going to be talking about SmackDown and the stuff that happened on there. And then here next week, another episode of Wrestleview Weekly, episode 151. What are we going to talk about? I don't know. I have no idea what we're going to talk about. All I know is we can't watch any wrestling matches because the YouTube Gestapo will go after me. Like, share, and subscribe. Like this video, please. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't. Don't be a jerk. Come on, if you like our stuff, if you like commenting on the stuff, and you like how I get drunk and stupid and don't know what the hell I'm talking about, well, then there you go. That's a reason to subscribe. As always, don't be an asshole. Think of others before yourself. Always wear a mask. And, can I have late night shows now then? I don't know. Hey, no. Yeah, I can. I can have late shows now that Deanna's going to go to bed. Yes, Grash, I loved Mansoor's Golden Gallon. The scimitar on the bottom was just... I have no idea what you could do with Mojo Rawley, but you've got 4 months to think about it. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Take it easy. As always, know when you're being sold to.